March is National Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. The American Cancer Society says 1 in 5 colorectal cases are people under the age of 55.
Jennifer Lava is one of them. She is a 3-time colon cancer survivor who was first diagnosed at the age of 34.
3-time survivor. Jennifer and her doctor, Dr. Cercek, is back with us. But first, here's Jennifer's story in her own words.
In June 2019, I was excited to begin a new chapter in my life. I moved to Washington, D.C., started a new job, and made new friends. Then one day, I woke up feeling off. I was nauseous, tired, with a stomach pain I've never felt before. I went to the ER where the doctors told me they found a large tumor on my ovary. Hearing that news felt like an out-of-body experience. But I always try to see the positive in things, and I named my tumor Carl. A week later, my diagnosis was confirmed. Stage 4 metastatic colon cancer. At 34 years old, I had no idea I would be part of the rising cases of early onset colorectal cancer. I underwent surgery and 8 rounds of chemo. I thought I was in the clear, but Carl had different plans. My cancer came back 2 more times, which meant more chemo, radiation, and major surgeries. 7 years since my diagnosis, I'm feeling healthy and living life the best way I know how, with family, friends, and lots of laughter.
We are joined now by Jennifer and her doctor, medical oncologist, Andrea Cercek at Memorial Sloane Kettering here in New York. They've been doing God's work for a long time. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
7 years.
7 years.
Cancer-free. I love it. When you first heard that diagnosis, though, what did you know about colon cancer? How much did you know?
Very little to nothing. I had always just, the little I knew, I had just assumed or knew it was just related to older men over 50. I would just pictured an overweight man with a cigar and red steak. I had really never thought about a young person, nevertheless a woman who I had been exercising a lot, eating healthy. It just, nothing. But now I'm just a self-described armchair expert on the subject.
Yeah, and you're also a positive person, Jennifer. In the spot I heard you referred to Carl, and so for folks who don't know, you named the tumor Carl.
I did. The day of the surgery, or the day I was diagnosed, it was such an intense, heavy time, and there's a lot of tears, and there was such a need for levity, and I really just needed a joke. I just wanted to make myself laugh and just give a sense of ease. So sorry to the Carls, but it's not directed at you. Like, it's not to any one man specific, but sorry. But it also just kind of gives people around a little bit of lightness, let them know it's okay. Yeah. And it's just funny in context to be like, well, Carl did this, and like, so it just makes it a little bit easier. Yeah, and when you're talking about cancer, it's just this abstract thing. So it's a way to direct it towards a person. Yeah.
Dr. Cercek, let's bring you in here because Jennifer was diagnosed in her 30s. Is there any reason why we're seeing this rise in younger people being diagnosed?
So we don't know, is the honest answer, but it's happening all over the world. We're seeing more and more young adults with colorectal cancer. It's likely environmental, it's likely multifactorial, but why someone like Jen, you know, in her 30s, no risk factors, healthy her entire life, would get it, we really don't know.
It's, you know, they changed the guidelines a few years back. It used to be 50, now it's 45, and unless you have some sort of family history. But again, even if she had waited until she was 45, that would have done her absolutely no good. What can you say to folks who might be under the recommended guideline age of 45, who might have symptoms? How can they advocate for themselves?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think lowering it to 45 was a good start, but we're seeing the steepest rise is actually in the 20 to 30-year-olds. Wow. But, you know, when it's still rare in that age group. And so the most important thing to do is if you have symptoms, if you have any change in bowel habits, rectal bleeding, unexplained weight loss, abdominal pain that persists for more than a few days, get medical attention, get that workup. It may be nothing, but it could lead to a colonoscopy.
Can I just also add that if you have those symptoms and you go to your doctor and your doctor might be somewhat dismissive of those symptoms, go to another doctor, get a second opinion, because in some cases I think people have those symptoms and the doctor's like, no, you're so young. It can't be that. It can't be that. It must be an ulcer. It must be this. It must be that. So.
Absolutely. I think that's very important to be your own advocate and to get that second opinion. And we actually see that in young adults, many actually need to go to multiple doctors before they're diagnosed.
Yeah, and Jennifer, from your perspective, your folks are here. You have a backup system, a great support system. But what are some of the do's and don'ts, the loved ones around folks who are diagnosed with this? What can they do to help, and what shouldn't they do?
Yeah, there's obviously so many. I think one thing is, do not ask, did you eat a lot of hot dogs? Do not ask if you had eat a little sugar or drinking or smoking, because you're victim blaming. You already have the cancer. It's over. Just stay away from that. But I think importantly is keep sharing and show up in a regular way as you would a friend or family. Share the bad news. Of course, the good news. We want to celebrate your wins. But in a time where there's no normalcy really in our lives, we want to hear the bad days, and we want to hear about maybe that smelly coworker or a meeting that could have been an email or traffic. Like, we want to still be your friend and family and show up and support you just as we normally would, just because our lives are a little bit harder, and it's so hard to compare against cancer, because not much compares against cancer, but and we know that, and we're not going to think less. We just still want
some
support you and
normalcy.
we just want to be there the way we always have been.
And you know what? Tell us about that weird dude named Carl.
Exactly.
That you met on the train.
Exactly.
And his cousin
There's
Brett.
always there's always a Carl. Thank you so
Dr.
much.
Cercek,
Thank you.
always a pleasure.
Thank you.
To learn more about Jennifer's story, go to our website, today.com.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC, or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.